Shit.
Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live, late night tonight, at least for me. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Yeah, it's only 8 o'clock here. This is evening.
And Pug's Dread.
Namaste. It's pretty fucking late for me.
But it's also 8 o'clock for Pugs.
Yes, it is.
Our first Flesh Wound Horror Live of 2024. How are you, gentlemen?
Yeah, it's a great one, Dan.
It's gonna be a good year.
Let's just say this feels like a Dan show. I wish I was with Kruger, aka not here.
Yeah. Well, all the flags flying in this episode, I'm sure Dan's heritage is pretty proud. I was impressed with one of them. So,
I'm impressed with more than one. There's a couple. I mean, so if you guys are unfamiliar, if you're new listeners, this is our Crams period. We usually do 2 Cram shows, some notable movies.
Still are.
That we missed during the year before. We do our best of 2020.
Before we retool it for next year.
That's fine. But I actually do think there's some really good movies tonight, and maybe a couple not.
Again, dad pick.
There's 2 I want to hit you.
2.
So they're not all movies that I wanted necessarily to watch. They're all movies that seem to be popping up. You know, people were putting them on their lists.
I don't want to hear that reason. I thought these were because you wanted to see them.
Yeah, that's
you fucking clout chasing bitch.
We are the most thorough channel.
No, fuck you, Dan. Go back to the first Crams. Look at that. Look at the second Crams. Look at this year's. This is you fucking sucking all the community's cock.
How am I sucking the community's cock?
Because you want to make sure
we're a thorough list. So when you get our best of. We've seen just as close to everything
Dan,
as possible.
If we did not watch Summoning Sylvia, do you think that anyone? Oh, that's missing. No, I don't think anyone would give a shit. Because you know what? They're all gonna say like the same.
They
fucking
would say
movie.
Not legitimate is what they would say. Todd,
are you Are you jabbing at the LGBT community?
I don't like that he has. Yeah, I know he's gonna get.
You mean Todd?
Me?
I didn't want to review it.
I remember the last episode
you said it was
Todd.
David,
see, Dan referred to it as LGBTQ horror movie. Todd referred to it as just a movie. Someone here is more progressive than the other person, but let's go ahead and get going.
And that's not even what we're reviewing yet. But anyways, we're off to a hot.
We set it up great.
We're off to a hot start tonight. So yes.
What's up, everybody in the chat? Howdy.
Oh yes. What's up?
Are they going to stop fighting and review these goddamn movies?
Yeah, we're going old school tonight. We're yelling for 90 minutes.
But yes, we are leading up to our best and worst of 2023 show, which is always a blast.
I don't like doing worst of. There's a lot of shit out there that we don't need a fucking spotlight.
What do you? Well, we review.
We normally do it as like in real time. I don't want to make a shit list. That's annoying. But anyway.
Well, we have our shit pickle award, so you only got to pick one. There's always that one movie that made you mad.
Several. Todd,
I have one that I don't think is going to be what people think this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a Blumhouse movie. We get it.
Did not say that.
Well, yeah, you're keeping it close to the vest.
Keeping it close to the vest.
I'm not going to say anything that'll get Dan in trouble.
Yes. But anyways, what's up, Punisher, Brian, Ben, everybody?
Ben Grimm says should do more Cram sessions.
Yeah.
Ben, I do not want to hear that bullshit. It's a fucking nightmare to get this shit done.
Ben Grimm is like, man, these fucking lazy bastards.
No. This motherfucker here.
Sylvia. Yeah.
We'll get there.
You said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah, smartest one in the room.
So, anyways, so yeah, 2024. It's gonna be a good year. I can feel it. I'm keeping positive. It's funny. I had a conversation with somebody maybe on Discord. I was like, you never know. 2024 may be better than you expect. And I swear to God, I closed Discord. I flip on the news and it's like massive tsunami hits.
That's quite fucking terrifying.
It wasn't even like 3 seconds, and I was just like, never mind.
Everyone in Japan, hearts goes out. That shit sucks. And us living on, Todd and I living on the West Coast, we know about earthquake bullshit. So
we had 2 in the last week.
Yeah, they had 21, and most of them were 4.0 and up. The biggest one was 7.6. That shit was scary.
Godzilla's coming for his Oscar.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That's a good promo. Zombie, Empty Man was disappointing. You're goddamn right it was, buddy.
This is the one I have to agree with
totally
Ben. Yeah, Ben says, yeah, y'all had huge waves. Yeah, we did.
Empty Man's a modern classic. I love
it. The more Dan sucks it off, the more I dislike it. Stop it, Dan.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
I've hated it since day one. So.
We are actively looking for a new host, by the way. One that's not a whore.
Damn.
Send us your links.
Jesus. You can't replace me. Nobody's got to have.
We can try.
Look at this face.
All I want is
I got fucking hats, bro.
Right?
I have a memorable
I'll bust out my derbies too. Shit. What color you want? Red, black, khaki?
Anyways, let's kick it off with our first movie of the night, which I think is going to be a popular one. Could be wrong, but I think it will be. And that is Freaks versus the Reich. This is also known as Freaks Out, depending in certain locations. And in this film, Rome, 1943, Matilde, Sencio, Fulvio, and Mario are the main attractions of the Mesa Piata Circus run by Israel. Meanwhile, somebody starts looking for the 4 freaks with a plan that could change the fate of the entire world.
Bro, may I go?
Oh, go for it.
All right.
Tell me you like this movie, because
I'll take it from. Well, I rolled my eyes super fucking hard at the title of the movie, Freaks versus
I agree.
Reich. I was like, okay, we're gonna have an asylum thing here. Whatever. That's not what we got. This is how I sold it to Kruger, and I know he watched it. To me, this is like X-Men during World War II, told through the eyes of Guillermo del Toro. Like the creature from the Black Lagoon to The Shape of Water to what this is. I was blown the fuck away. I legitimately had a fucking ball watching this movie. All the characters were super fucking heartfelt. The set design, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. The Hitler clown with the entrance, like the House of 1,000 Corpses entrance.
Yeah, the German circus. Yeah,
super fucking cool. And then fucking Franz, fucking 12 Fingers, his getup, and him playing Radiohead and Guns N' Roses. That was the coolest fucking thing. One of the coolest things I've seen all year.
When he starts playing Creep, I was like, what the fuck? It's 1943.
Dude, I'm like singing along with it. I'm like, this is fucking badass. And then later on, we get the Sweet Child of Mine. I'm like, wow, this is fantastic. I would watch a movie just of him doing this. If they take this as a real act, I'm in. Now throw the fucking X-Men in there. This is a recipe for shit I highly enjoy, which is World War II imagery, mostly Axis side, just imagery, and fucking we got music and freaks. They did nothing wrong in this movie. The runtime's great, the pacing's great, the makeup, we get freaky boobs. You're muted, Todd.
I will say the pacing, the runtime, it was long. Dude, that was the touring, but it paced. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The runtime wasn't great, but it made it work.
It grabbed me. So, like, for me, everything was firing on all cylinders. I had a major blast. I am glad that we crammed this one in. This is the peak of tonight for me. But yeah, I highly recommend this. It's streaming right now on Amazon Prime. Please, Dan, hot tag to blow it because I know you have to like this movie.
Before I do you have a guess what the budget, which obviously not US dollars, it's an Italian movie. Do you know what the budget roughly comes out to in US dollars?
Probably something
$14 million roughly.
Oh, that's still more than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, but look at all the sets, the special effects. This feels like a huge Hollywood movie. It is. I think I like it better than any X-Men movie I ever saw. And I do enjoy most of those movies. It is.
That's still not these First Class still the shit.
It's stellar. It's absolutely stellar. It doesn't feel like a Hollywood film exactly. They take a little bit more chances with certain things. It doesn't have some of those forced in elements that a lot of American superhero films have right now that, it's making everybody hate on them so much. Yeah, people think I blanket hate the Marvel DC stuff. I really don't.
He did put his point back in from earlier. You caught that, right, Pugs?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I can enjoy a superhero film. This one, I didn't think much going in because of the name, as you said. Freaks versus the Reich is a very B movie name. I'm surprised that they went with that. Freaks Out isn't any better. But yeah, I mean, I have one minor complaint that I'll get to at the end, and it's very minor, but the characters are so well developed.
Mario. I want a hug from Mario.
Yeah.
Werewolf boobs.
Werewolf boobs.
Werewolf nipples, actually, and it's better than Rob Zombie's SS women of the whatever the fuck.
But were they side werewolf boobs?
You got a full glimpse of that. There was some side werewolf ass.
We had doggy style in werewolf. That is fucking cool.
That is cool, and that's something that I feel like they'd be too afraid to do in a US superhero movie. Like, it's just a little funny what the fuck moment.
I could see that in The Boys.
Well, The Boys is not a movie.
It's not, but it is still modern superhero.
Sure, fair enough. Aren't they villains in The Boys?
They go farther. No, they're just real life.
Oh, okay.
It's what they would be if we had American superheroes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
I wave that flag proudly. Homelander. Fuck everybody.
Definitely an R-rated film. It doesn't go ballistic on gore necessarily, but it is there. There's some violence. It's definitely like, R-rated X-Men, and man, the sets. It looked like we were actually in the period, and the German circus, all of that looked so cool. My minor gripe, so Franz, our villain who runs the German circus, so he's also a freak. He's got 6 fingers. He can play the piano really well, but his main power is
listen to the future.
he can see the future to a certain degree. So he knows that the fall of Hitler's army is coming, and he's trying to stop it. He's trying to basically earn the respect of his brother, who's a high-ranking official. And I thought his character was interesting. They could have explored that a little bit more, especially being, in the German military at that time, and obviously not being perfect. I mean, he's got 6 fingers. That character I thought was really fascinating.
That's why they shunned his ass. No.
Yeah.
He's over here.
That's what I thought was really intriguing about his
working
character.
On something over here. Pure master.
Yeah, it's interesting. I felt he could have been a little bit more sinister, particularly that tiger scene. I was looking at that and I was like, why? I don't feel like you would just walk away. I was really expecting him to make a really nasty and maybe kill the tiger or something. I don't know. It's a little thing. It's just like, yeah, I think they needed to make us hate him a little bit more. But overall,
I can't hate. He played wonderfully.
Yeah, overall, this movie just absolutely floored me. It's what the Crams is for. Would I classify it as a horror movie? I mean, no, it's a superhero movie.
Monsters in it.
Yeah,
there's
Yeah.
there's werewolves in it. There's horror elements. So if you want to throw it in that genre, I have no problem with that. I mean, it's a wonderful film.
Well, if it's not, then why the fuck would we have watched it, Dan, for the goddamn Best of the Horror Show?
There's horror adjacent stuff all over the place. There's actually a lot of
Shape
that
of Water. This
exactly. That's fucked up, Ben. I'm just gonna ignore that. You're worse than Cliff Booth tonight, and that's saying something.
That's what he's gonna.
So
Wait.
May I read it?
No, I was gonna say that one.
Hey, Chewy Gringo, holy Miss Molly got me a live one.
Welcome. You got a live one.
A live late night one.
Wait, I gotta pull that one up.
Zombie, for a second I thought Dan was going to say his superpower is having 6 fingers.
I mean, gives you an advantage playing.
Van Grimm, Dan had his right arm high in the sky the whole time. Praise it.
It's fucked up.
I'll admit, when Homeboy started playing the piano like a motherfucker, I saluted. I don't give a fuck.
I really am surprised
like
how
2018 again, right?
2024, and I've already. I mean, it's a 2023 movie, but I've already liked a superhero movie, so maybe we are off to a good start. Oh, and I did real quick wanted to put over, although everybody was fantastic, Aurora Giovinazzo, who plays Matilde, she is fantastic. That feels like I don't know if she's fluent in English, but she seems like somebody that Hollywood would just fucking grab because she was really, really good.
I really hope this gets some spotlight around Oscar season for like foreign stuff, because this deserves it, I think.
I think it really does. And again, obviously I haven't watched all the Marvel DC stuff in a while now, but you tell me anything that you think is of higher quality than this that we've done in America in the last several years.
Well, you should have probably just said 2023.
No, I'm just superhero movies, period.
Yeah, but it has his heritage in there, Todd. He's got
I get it.
Googly eyes.
Anyways, what's your verdict, Pugs?
I am a 5 out of 5. I fucking loved it.
Ooh, nice.
I want to hug Mario so bad.
Dan?
I'm a 4.5 out of 5. Like I said, just a couple tiny little things I might have done with the Franz character. Other than that, I think this movie is excellent. See it. Absolutely see it.
I'm also a 4 out of 5 in this one. I thought it was great, and even with that long runtime, which put me off immediately. There's another one that happened too, but it was well paced and it didn't feel it, and that's the important part.
Good. Yeah, I was treading. Oh, I hope so. I was treading lightly though. I'm like, fuck, Freaks versus the Reich. Okay, I don't know if I'm in the mood for this.
The title, I was like, okay, I could do. But then I thought it was coming from Dan. Then I should have figured better.
You just gave it a great fucking rating.
Yeah, but you suck.
Coming from Dan. God damn.
Oh yeah, because this one doesn't seem like a Dan pick for other reasons.
It's a great film. I feel bad because that name is really going to hold it back. I think the name's really going to hold it back.
I think so too, because everyone I told, because I just spread the word.
Yeah.
They were like, really? I'm like, yeah, I know. Sometimes I recommend movies that are weird, but this is not one of them. So that's why I keep selling them. I'm like, Shape of Water, Creature from the Black Lagoon. This is the X-Men. This is X-Men in World War II told through Guillermo del Toro's eyes. Go check it out. And everyone that I've suggested it to you so far, like it.
He's a good choice to direct an X-Men movie. Aren't they bringing that back or something to try? Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna be with him though. Yeah. Well, I know it's not gonna be with him. He's got his own thing going on. He's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to our next film of the evening, which is a Filipino horror film called In My Mother's Skin. And this is an Amazon Prime exclusive. from writer-director Kenneth Dagatan. And in this movie, we follow stranded in the Philippines during the waning days of World War II, a young girl finds that her duty to protect her dying mother is complicated by her misplaced trust in a beguiling, flesh-eating fairy. So in my mother's skin. So Filipino horror doesn't get talked about a lot. There's a lot of really good stuff out there. Unfortunately, a lot of it doesn't really make it out here to us. I don't know why. I don't know why. This is a really good movie. But anyways, Filipino horror movies. So 2011's The Road from director Yam Laranis. That's one that kind of made a little bit of noise here. There's Eerie from 2018. There's you can even go back into the 80s, honestly. 1988, I believe. Tayanak is a good one. There's a tradition of some really quality genre films there that never really get any eyeballs on them, unfortunately. So this one, great feeling of just dread and sadness. The Philippines again at the end of this war. This is isolated, feel bad horror, where this family is just desperate for food. The dad goes out to try and get help, and this poor girl is left in this position of trying to survive, take care of her brother. And she carries the movie. This is another really great performance from this young actress who's just heartbreaking in this. The movie, you may think, okay, we're dealing with fairies here, so this might be more in that sort of dark fantasy vein, but this is definitely a horror movie. In fact, there's some pretty quality gore. I would have been curious to see what Kruger thought of this one. It's the ending hits you hard in the gut. I remember a little bit of buzz surrounding this earlier in the year. In fact, I think a lot of these movies came out early this year. I think we even have one that was like January 5th or something. I absolutely love this film. I love the lair of the fairy that they had in this. And there was something just really sad too, because the girl didn't ask for like gold or anything. It was just like food. This one hit right. It felt like I want to say an A24 movie exactly, but it kind of had that feel. It's very downbeat.
That's your white guilt talking.
Yeah, D24.
So I know you don't like to read. What did you think?
I like to read. How dare you?
Well, I was corrected at Todd, but
you're the one who doesn't like to read. You get mad when there's no dub.
I never watch a dub.
Oh, that's a fucking lie, though, Dan.
Nope. If there's an option, I will never watch a dub.
That is 100%. Yeah. See, now there's an only time.
Old school Godzilla movies, because I grew up on those that way. So I'll give you that.
That's what I was saying. But you like everything.
But yet not the new one. Like the new one, I wouldn't want to watch it dubbed. But go for it.
That option. This was not a hit for me. In fact, really? I was rolling my eyes a lot of the time. I hated the way the fucking fairy monster person looked. That shit looked cheap as shit. I was like, am I watching a play? This is garbage. What are we doing here? The only plus it had for me was there's kinder trauma, so I do appreciate that. But I didn't like it. I know it's not a full blown shit pickle. It's not like the worst thing I've watched all year.
It hits you in the gut.
Not at all. Not at all.
Wow.
Not at all. I was uninvested. Fuck everyone in this movie. You all deserve it. If they would have went a little, if they went a little harder, maybe I would like it a little more. But no, this one felt to me I do see the effort, but it was just a bunch of tryhards. I did not care about anyone in this movie. I thought the little girl, she was okay, but the fact that you can't pull emotion out of me, and you give me this stupid fucking looking fairy.
I'm out. It was authentic to that folklore, though.
Don't care. Didn't work for me. That's dumb. Your ideas are dumb. I don't like it.
Jesus.
Story's mid. Yeah, actually, I'm changing my review. I'm lowering it.
I am shocked that you hated this that much.
Can you believe this is one of the 2 movies Dan told me, "Oh, you have to watch. If you just watch
yes,
and
really?
which tells me 100% Dan does not understand me. My instructions were this: I'm not going to have time. What movies?
And I eliminated 2 for you.
And by describing it as something I was going to want to watch more. When you say it's Scooby-Doo like, I'm going to want to watch that one the most.
Don't get ahead to that movie yet. But
I didn't say exactly what you said, did I, Dan?
It's not a good... Okay,
but my point is, you described the one the way that made me want to watch it. And then I almost messaged Pugs. I should have been like, he didn't understand the assignment. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway.
I'm just trying to figure out which is the other one he suggested.
Well, it'll be, it'll come.
I'm a little surprised what you chose not to watch, but yeah, anyways.
What do you mean? That was the one I've been wanted to watch the most. I was getting the important ones in. That one only got nixed and switched to another one because it was 2.5 hours, and the kid was with me, so it was too hard. That
one you probably could have watched.
No, not that, but I mean, I couldn't.
You couldn't have watched this. I will give you that. This is probably not a good one to watch.
I waited till he was asleep, so it was easier.
Yeah.
I was cramming him in. So
did you watch this then? I'm confused.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I was shit talking. Did I not?
You hated it?
You did not. What do you think about this? I would like, Dan.
I'm a little surprised. I really think this is a really good horror movie. I don't know if anybody in the chat saw.
You're not explaining to Todd what you thought he would like about it.
I thought it would draw you in. I thought you would be emotionally invested. I guess you're not emotionally invested in a dying family. God,
hey, my family, fuck them.
But
didn't work for me.
They're better parents than John Walsh. Is that so?
Are they though?
I think that ending ranks as one of the best horror endings I've seen this year.
Horror.
So
you just put your chin on every set of folklore balls.
If that's what he enjoys, that's cool.
Fine.
But like this one, I can't see the
I do like folk horror.
Absolutely. No shit. That's one of your favorite things, dude.
I like body horror. I like a lot of stuff. But yeah, I do like
good. The last 2 years, you praise folk horror like it's the top notch. You're
not automatically. Fan. There's bad folk horror too. But this is not bad. This is great. Fuck
Ben
you
Grimm
guys.
says I've seen this on a couple of Dread Central's best of the year list.
Well, there you go.
And that's why Dan chased the clout.
There you go. I'm not a big Dread Central guy. I was on other lists too, but I am 4 stars. 4 stars. Fuck you 4 times. This movie is excellent. Ben, did you like it? Did you see it? Somebody who's seen this, please back me up. 4 stars. I think it's a fantastic movie, and you should go out of your way to see it.
Well, 2 out of 3 disagree, and you know what? I'm going to say 3 out of 4 because I don't think you're like this either.
I am a 1.5 out of 5, and I think that's being generous.
You are, because I'm a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I was a 2 just because of the kid violence, but yeah, overall, I would not watch this again. I wouldn't even recommend it.
And that's the thing. That's the thing, Ben. It doesn't seem like my kind of movie. Every one of these descriptions, other than one, I was like, "It's fucking Dan show. This is gonna fucking suck."
There is one. If I wasn't a podcaster, there was at least 2 movies I probably would not have watched.
You know what you can do? You can watch them and decide if they should go on the Crams shows ahead of time. Well, so next time everyone's getting 2 picks. Well, not everyone, because me and Pugs will probably split a pick.
I might give up my pick.
You normally do. You're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Next week will be a slightly retooled also.
I haven't started next week yet.
We don't have a list yet.
We have a general, but
yeah, I will tell you there is one next week that. Well, no, I don't want to give too much away.
Well, you don't even know if it's a pick yet.
Yeah, we had one.
We haven't picked anything yet. I said I found one.
There's a group.
I said I found one where you didn't have to rent it. Didn't say we were doing it yet.
Well, there's one that you will be hearing on the best of horror show.
We do have honorable mentions just in case we.
Yeah, I know. I wish they remembered that.
It's all right.
I'm sorry. I was stuck in the car for like 7 hours there. I'm a little wound up.
All right, moving on to our next film of the evening, and I believe this is the one. This was like one of the first horror movies to come out in 2023. The Offering from director Oliver Park. And in this film, in the wake of a young Jewish girl's disappearance, the son of a Hasidic funeral director returns home with his pregnant wife in hopes of reconciling with his father. Little do they know that directly beneath them in the family morgue, an ancient evil with sinister plans for the unborn child lurks inside a mysterious corpse. So The Offering, this is, again, the Oliver Park film. There's quite a few films called The Offering, so that's what you're looking for. So I know this director did another movie, A Night of Horror, Nightmare Radio, but this is his second film. That one I think might have been an anthology, so this might be his first feature-length film. And Jewish-themed horror lately has kind of been popular. There was a movie called The Vigil a couple years ago, I think, that made a lot of noise. And yeah, Jewish folklore in horror is kind of becoming a little bit of a thing. Also in literature, there's an author that I like a lot, newer, called Josh Schlossberg. He wrote this book, Melanie. And if you're interested, I also recommend the Jewish Book of Horror, which Josh edits. It's a lot of short stories. So if you're curious about their folklore, it's really interesting. A lot of short stories. So this one, we kind of focus on this demon, the taker of children, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's called an Abizu, is the name of that demon. And so I like this movie a lot. It is very similar to recent films, which I rank a little bit higher, and sometimes that, can work against it. The Vigil, for one, which I think is just a bit above this in terms of quality.
Jane Doe also, right?
Autopsy of Jane Doe, Possession of Hannah Grace, very similar elements.
All better movies.
100%.
I agree with that. This is very well made, very well acted. There's some effective jump scares in this. I think it felt, again, authentic with the actors and everything. The wife, it's a little unclear exactly what happened, but the father essentially doesn't approve of her because she's not Jewish and
Gentile.
Yeah, they're coming in to, you think, sort of just reconcile with him. Arthur, the husband, has some ulterior motives that pop up and sort of set things.
Let it be known I am behaving right now.
Oh my god, I know. This should not be on the same show as the other one. There had to be a buffer review in between.
So I like this one quite a bit.
Sure,
but I agree, that's the problem. Too close to other movies that are just in a different league. I don't remember if you guys like The Vigil.
I don't really remember it enough, so that tells you something. The other two I did like.
Yeah. I love Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Oh yeah,
I think it was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
This one for me, it didn't work as well, and even with those elements, you can clearly spot them. I was open for a while, but at a certain point, it just lost my interest. And then the ending, trying to fucking Inception me, and then do another twist. Fuck off. You wasted my fucking time with that ending. I don't like the look of what is the kid grabber called?
I believe it's called an Abizu. I don't remember if they referred to it by that name, but I think that's the taker of children. Yeah.
Well, and I'm not like a CG hater, but I do prefer practical. On this, it looked like crap. I did not like it. Like, there's way cooler things you could do. Darken that shit up. then there's also like some weird tonal things where sometimes it feels like Evil Dead, and then we get serious. Like pick a lane or balance it better, because for some reason it didn't work for me. I didn't care about the hero. I didn't care for the chick. The dad was okay. I don't like. Nah, this movie sucks. Never mind. I didn't like it.
Okay, fair enough. I this one I kind of figured wasn't going to be your vibe. I did enjoy it. It's similar, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. I think it was tense. I think it was very well made. I really enjoyed the actor that played Hamish. He's on Game of Thrones, and I can't remember who he plays.
Who the hell is he in Game of Thrones?
You got to tell me. I don't know.
No, I know. I'm seeing his face. I'm pretty good at those. But, no.
Yeah, a little different, but he's 100% on there. I just can't place him. But yeah, okay. No, I enjoyed it. It's like it doesn't quite get to that excellent level that I think it was flirting with at times, unfortunately. But
well,
I jumped a few times. Watch this one in the dark. I think it's really strong.
Yeah. So can you believe, Pugs? This is the other one he recommended to me. This is the other one I have to watch.
Really?
You don't have to watch anything.
No.
You asked my opinion.
Yes. And that should mean what could possibly make my top 10 list. And if you thought either one of these films could come anywhere near my top 20.
Out of these films tonight, I would have said Freaks versus the Reich. And if I only had to pick one other one?
Well, don't get ahead to other movies.
Well, tell me at the end which would have picked.
Okay.
Because there is one I didn't get to watch.
Zombie, the Evil Dead I'm referring to, you can pick one, but let's go with the latest one, Evil Dead Rises. Just like the levitation thing, and then the chick being thrown through the glass. I don't know. It just reminded me like it was like that, but not as fun or good.
Okay. Well, fair enough. There were a few moments that I felt like this could have gotten to the next level, and it didn't. But yeah, I'm sorry, Todd. You were saying?
I already said it. Yeah, I didn't like this movie.
Yeah.
Could have used more fucking Franz, if you ask me. Some protests.
But check out if you're a reader, check out some of the stuff that I mentioned. It kind of opens you up.
Don't watch the movie that you're here for.
I think you should watch this movie, but I will grant it that this is not going to be. Well, no, it actually. I mean, it has popped up on some, but yeah, it probably would have been on.
Spoiler, not mine.
For a while. But, no, but bear in mind, Todd also Spooky Dookie was his favorite movie of the year at one point.
Man, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I love Spooky Dookie. I'm just saying,
my favorite movie of the year, not yours, Dan.
I'm saying you
talk shit about Shakespeare Shitstorm also, because that was number one.
Yeah, motherfucker, you say some shit about that in the year of
number one last year.
Last year was Spooky Dookie. Right?
Yeah, the year before.
I thought that was 2 years ago.
No, that was
2 years ago was Shitstorm.
Yeah,
Shitstorm. I feel like that's been longer than that. But
maybe
all right,
maybe we have one more. I don't remember.
Yeah, I felt like there was.
I think this year is going to be a little too conventional, but we'll see.
It's all right.
Maybe not. All right. So what The Offering? I really did enjoy it. I'm giving it 3 stars. But it had an.
Oh, it would be in your top 10 because it got 3.
Didn't say that. I said it's not going to be in the top 10.
But you said it would have. I'm going to be another. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give it a 1.
Jesus Christ!
I'll give it 2.
You didn't think it was even well made? I know it's not your type of.
Yeah, that's why it's getting a 1.
Okay. All right.
I get nothing engaged now. I was like, oh god, I'd rather be asleep.
This did feel like a chore.
I could be watching Golden Girls or something.
There was no whales shitting on people.
Right? Oh yes, and if you haven't been checking out our Trauma 365, where I'm trying to watch and talk about a trauma movie a day, the last one just dropped during the show because it was late, but I was driving for 7 hours today. So
3 for 3. What's up?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm watching tonight for tomorrow yet. So
all right. So moving on to our next film, which you're not gonna like, I'm sure. Well, actually, no, I don't know that for sure. Maybe this.
Well, probably you normally next time I ask Dan, just do the opposite ones. The ones you think.
That can only mean Civil Dead, right?
Civil Dead from writer director Clay Tatum. So Civil Dead. Sorry. A misanthropic, struggling photographer just wants to watch TV and eat candy while his wife is out of town. But when a desperate old pal resurfaces, his plans are thwarted with spooky consequences. So it's revealed right away. His friend's a ghost. So that's not really a spoiler. And from his past. And this one is a comedy. I mean, there's no horror in it. It's just, paranormal themed comedy, really. I'm curious. I'll tag you guys in first because I feel like 90% sure you hate it, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not you, Pugs.
He shoots, he scores. I did not like this. Like it drew me in with the buddy shit. I'm like, okay, and I like weird, nerdy movies. Fucking, I prefer. Well, no, I was gonna say I like Napoleon Dynamite over Garden State, which this kind of combines both of them more towards Garden.
Yeah,
Garden
very.
State.
That's a good comparison.
But those are way better than this. Like this movie took its time and it took too long. Like had they, I don't know, did something entertaining other than like I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like a card game. Their interactions, I grew tiresome. It was funny at first, and then I just stopped caring. I don't really have a lot to say, good things to say about this movie, or bad. I really don't even want to talk about this fucking thing. It kind of sucks. I give these two guys, I do think they did a good job, but give these two guys a different script, a funnier script, lean into the comedy, and maybe I'll give this another try. But this one's a miss for me. I did not like it.
Okay. Todd didn't like it.
Yeah. No. I'm glad you didn't recommend this one, Dan.
Fucking try hard, man. Like
so it's not one of those laugh out loud gut busters for sure. I appreciated the story, just clingy relationships and
I like the end.
I thought the end was actually really strong.
Yeah.
This is a one-time watch. I didn't hate it.
I was probably also happy that it ended, though.
Yeah. Again, no way that this would make my personal list, but I can kind of see why it would if you do like those sort of quirky indie comedies. I think they could have used a few more gag. I mean, this isn't the type of thing to do toilet humor or sex humor. Again, it's very dry. I could see maybe Ghost, you might like this one. I don't know. It's clever. It's clever comedy. It's just not bust a gut comedy.
The Daily Ghost, Veruza named after a baseball pitching violation.
I don't get it, but
I don't get that one either.
I'm not a sport guy. But
yeah.
I mean,
and
Zombies, fucking Betty White, grandmother Evil Dead, grandmother of Ash Evil Dead movie. Take my fucking money.
Right.
I'm in.
Wow.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that at the end. We'll come back.
Betty White is a Deadite. That would be pretty cool.
Just swallow your soul.
Your mother's with the maggots now, Sophia.
Well, if it's her late blasted character, maybe a different word than
that.
There's a lot of Ash versus comic books. Can you imagine Ash and the Golden Girls versus?
I'm in for Ash versus the Golden Girls.
Not versus. They're teaming up.
Fuck it, I want to versus. They're all Deadites.
It always starts as versus.
Arthur gets like possessed. She finds like the Necronomicon, and then they have to like just take her out.
Well, it all starts when Ash starts dating a fucking Blanche.
Ash is
not
like,
bad for an old chick, right? On my boomstick.
Oh yeah, I was trying to push this off to the end instead of in the middle of the review, but fuck it. It's more entertaining than talking about this shit.
Blanche was quite the catch back.
You know what's crazy? She's the same age as yeah,
like Jennifer Lopez,
Aunt May, Marissa Tomei. Damn, as she is now, it's fucking way different. Oh, and Daily Ghost. A balk is pitchers pretending to pitch when they have no intention of doing so.
Thank you.
Okay. My grandfather was an umpire, and I just never could get into fucking baseball.
I used to get drugged there by my father. I hated fucking baseball. It's like, what 6-year-old wants to sit there and watch fucking bunch of dudes throw fucking balls around?
Yeah, I need violence. I need violence in my sports. But so just to close out on this one, Clay Tatum, I think is very good. Whitmer, Thomas, I think their chemistry is strong. This is just a very dry, low-key thing that it appeals to a very specific audience that I'm kind of like in the middle on. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I don't. I'm just in. This one had a couple moments that I really enjoyed, and I think the ending, the message of the movie, I think was pretty clever. It's a solid one-time watch. I'm 2.5 stars, but admittedly, I probably won't watch this again. How about you guys?
Pugs?
1 star out of 5. Yeah, it's usually this recipe works for me. Just they missed the mark for me.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get something fun, and I got this. But yeah, 1.
You guys feel like you just came back from a war tonight.
This show was going through a fucking war.
Jesus,
I didn't get, and I missed one. The one I actually think I'll like too.
You didn't at least laugh when he broke Mr. Blueberry. I thought that was kind of funny.
What does Pugs always say?
Broken clock's right twice a day.
I just thought like the cabin with the horse.
What did you rate this one again, Dan?
2.5.
Okay, just making sure.
It's
so high.
I don't think so. It's not poorly made. It's just it caters to a very specific group. That's all. So moving on to our next one, which surely you guys
caters to a specific group.
Well, it does. And that is Summoning Sylvia from co-directors Wesley Taylor and Alex Weiss. So one moment here while I pull up the synopsis. So Summoning Sylvia. Promise I'll get to it as soon as I can. All right.
Are you looking for the safe words?
So Larry has been kidnapped by his 3 best friends for a bachelor party at a haunted house. As they sashay, is that how you say that? Is
sashay?
Acting like you don't know how to fucking say it. This guy.
As they sashay through the dusty corridors, the comrades recount the house's legend from 100 years ago. A murderous woman named Sylvia slaughtered her son and buried him beneath the house's floorboards. But then Larry remembers that he was supposed to spend the weekend bonding with Harrison, his mysterious future brother-in-law. And horrified at his oversight, Larry invites the army uniformed hetero Harrison to join his Gaggles gaycation, neglecting to run it by his friends. Later, as they hold a high-spirited seance to summon the sinister Sylvia, the group ends up welcoming more house guests than they bargained for. Long synopsis, sorry.
I was going to say, that's like the longest fucking synopsis I ever read. Dan tried to not choke to death while he's reading it. So
I'm getting over a cold, so sorry.
That was some ghost dick up in there.
You know, and you listen to that description the first time, I'm like, fuck yeah, this sounds awesome. Let's go. And then we watched it.
I wasn't too sure with this one either. I mean,
you sold it to me when you called it Scooby-Doo.
I would not call this Scooby-Doo. But this was actually fun. Like there was fun to be had on screen, and it was funny. But like that's still comparing Scooby-Doo to Todd, who loves Scooby. That's not cool, Dan.
That's how I would pitch it. It's a gay Scooby-Doo. I think that's an accurate description.
Or you could just call it Scooby-Doo.
But I think the gay part's the best part of this fucking thing, because the horror didn't work for me. The comedy worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, still, you need to have a good balance. But at least they knew what they were working with, because the I can't say the main gay dude, the blonde one, whatever, the guy who tops and bottoms, that guy,
Nico.
I couldn't tell you the names.
Okay.
He was fun.
He's
the black
somebody
dude.
famous, that actor Frankie Grande. I don't know who he is, but I've seen him on talk shows.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell you. He was fun. I'd watch a whole side movie of his adventures. Yeah, this one was just okay. I'm wondering if all the other crap that we watched lubed it up, because I did watch this kind of towards the end. Yeah, there was some funny moments with the straight dude and the gays making him uncomfortable, and vice versa.
The fish out of water stuff was.
Yeah, the threat of violence was good time.
How come it's okay for you to say it? Was one line. It made me laugh.
One of the guys was like, "We could say that." I was like, "Well, we can." I'm like, okay. Watch me if you guys piss me off. Yeah, this I do think it's worth the one-time viewing, but I wouldn't go out of my way for it.
Okay.
Wait, Ariana's brother. I'm not gay for knowing that, by the way. Ariana Grande?
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's Frankie Grande.
Okay.
Yeah, he says
I like
he's
Ariana.
a famous YouTuber too.
Oh, okay. Hey, I watched Victorious to this day. I don't give a shit. Elizabeth
I don't know
Gillies.
what that is.
You would like it. It's teeny bopper crap.
Is that what my niece watches?
It's not new anymore. Victoria Justice. Liz
yeah,
Gillies.
like 8 or 9.
She's the one in Fun Size, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'd watch it.
Yeah. Liz Gillies. She's of age.
My brother's wife still watches that. She is stupid. I don't understand it. It's so dumb.
She was stupid before she watched that, Dan. You've told this
That's
before.
True.
I was gonna say that's I will get canceled.
On her own, she watches it. Let me clarify. But all right. So, anyways, I thought there were a couple gags that were pretty funny. The pizza boy thing, I thought was when he thought that was the son.
Yeah.
I thought that was
so real.
Yeah. There's moments, like I said, it's not made for me, and there's some humor that just kind of goes over my head. That's not to say that it's not funny. It's just I'm not the audience for it. But I didn't have a miserable time watching this or anything. I thought some of the moments with Harrison in particular, like I said, fish out of water stuff is always funny. Go back to 48 Hours when Eddie Murphy goes into the redneck bar. I would
have really liked to see Nick Nolte in this one.
Nick Nolte is like
I'm sure it would have upped some ratings numbers for us.
You know they cast Nick Nolte in this fucking movie. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Nick Nolte to the director. Nick Nolte doesn't bottom. You drive a hard bargain, Mr. Busey, but we had to have you in this movie.
No.
That's all I want right now, dude.
Now it's Mr. Busey too. I'm just the wrong one, Dan.
But honestly, I really stand by what I said to you. It is like a gay Scooby-Doo. I think it'll be fun for some people.
I would describe it more as a gay blackening than I would Scooby-Doo. For me, Scooby-Doo, I don't see.
Yeah, like Annabelle Comes Home is Scooby-Doo-ish. This doesn't, because it's missing that.
I mean,
children for sure.
I don't want to reveal everything, but there's, I
mean, but either way, this is the one Dan told me don't watch. You're gonna hate it. Again, does he get me?
I did not think you'd like it, but
that don't check out to me. But okay, Cliff Booth, Gilly was banging it out with a 40-year-old lucky guy.
But
who? Sorry,
Elizabeth Gillies. There she fucking.
Oh, okay.
13 out of 10.
I'm this was fine. I mean, it's not gonna make my top 10 or anything like that, but it was fine. I was not annoyed like I was at 90% of this week watching it.
So if Nick Nolte were in it, what would your rating be? Your hypothetical rating?
I don't know, probably about a 5. Out of 5.
Yeah, be floating around a 4.5, 5.
Are we talking? But this is Nick Nolte mugshot era is what I want.
Yeah, we got the fucking stringy hair, fucking drunk as shit.
What he transformed into De Niro's Cape Fear character.
He's just reading Bible quotes on set. He's biting her cheek again.
Never met Nolte, but one of my most surreal moments was sitting next to Gary Busey yelling at a guy who just snapped a photo of him as he was walking by. Hey, he's got to pay. And he's like, it's just like literally like, sorry, kid. And then he just like pulls me in for the photo. It's just,
don't make me bite you.
Did you whisper to his ear, Meatloaf was around?
That's my favorite clip of all time.
Now,
and Gary Busey did nothing wrong too, but Meatloaf was not gonna let it die down. It's like,
did you ask him? Could you sign this? Fuck Meatloaf.
He already hit you.
And it just an 8x10 of Meatloaf being held back by Sugar Ray, and I don't know why that's so funny. But like he's gonna like beat that ass, but Sugar Ray like just in the middle, or Mark McGrath, I should say.
Sugar Ray's fine.
Yeah, we know you're
That was so funny. And then it's like somebody finds it. It's like it's right here. It's like, see, I told you. Like, you shut the fuck up. He's not ready to let it go. If you haven't seen that, Google Apprentice Meatloaf Gary Busey, and you'll have a huge laugh.
Well, I think we have something to watch on our next post show.
Absolutely,
which probably won't be tonight. Which won't be tonight, guys.
No,
not tonight. All right, so where to rate this one?
Want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
I am a 3 out of 5. I just think this was entertaining. I would recommend checking it out. So,
go. You want me to go, Dan, too?
No, you can.
I'm the same as Pugs on this one. Yeah, I'm a 3 out of 5.
I'm a 2.5 out of 5, and I think it'll be a lot higher for depending on your sense of humor. But yeah, check it out. It also is like 75 minutes too, so doesn't stick around longer than it needs to.
Yeah, double that runtime, and it would have been a big difference.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our main event of the evening, which is one that a lot of people are talking about right now, and that is Leave the World Behind from director Sam Esmail. And
all right, real quick, Dan, before you jump into it, this is the one I didn't get to see. So,
okay.
And I know Dan wanted to talk a little spoilers. So I'm going to dip out. Pugs, you were going to be on texting patrol to let me know when I can come back in the room. And I'm also going to need a heads up when it's time for the spoiler banner. Okay?
Okay.
So
cool,
sorry,
cool.
There's some technicals behind. All right, guys, have fun.
There you go. All right. So Leave the World Behind, based on the 2020 book. And in this film, a family's getaway to a luxurious rental home takes an ominous turn when a cyber attack knocks out their devices, and two strangers appear at their front door. So this is a Netflix original. A lot of people are talking about it. Lots of interesting opinions on this one. Some people really hated it. Others loved it. I'm in the loved it camp personally. I really thought this movie was fascinating.
Where do you think I fall, Dan?
I think this is a toss-up for you. It depends, because it's not. I'm going to say you loved it. It's not. First off, what it's not. I know there's. And again, I'm sorry. I'm just getting over this. Cool.
It's all good.
So it's not like some big Hollywood disaster movie. There's some images in the trailer of like boats washing up on beaches and all these cars. This is not an action film. This is not your. It's a big Hollywood movie with kind of a cerebral indie feel to it, which I like, because this end of the world stuff for me has always been interesting since I was a kid, and it's not the action side of it. Like, I really love a movie. If it all just went to shit, you wouldn't know anything. You really probably wouldn't. And in this case, you absolutely wouldn't know anything. So I love the back and forth where they're all trying to figure this out. Wrapped around that mystery of this couple showing up at Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts' house, their vacation house, and claiming to be the owners, but they're not sure. There's a lot going on in this movie that I didn't feel the length at all. I think it's over 2 hours, and I didn't feel it at all. I was just riveted. Now, if you're looking for clear answers, if you don't like ambiguity in your movies, you're going to have some issues with this because it doesn't spell it all out. The ending is perfect, and I'll talk a little bit about that more in the spoiler section. But I like a movie that makes me put it together myself in my head, and I think this is really fantastic. I know the Obamas are producers on this, so maybe people have an idea of what this is going to be. I don't really consider this some beat you over the head movie at all. I know a lot of people do, but I think it's clever. All of these characters are fascinating. I thought Julia Roberts was kind of a bitch, at least at the beginning, and that's not something that she really plays. She's usually always the,
Looker with a heart of gold.
Yeah, essentially, not the most diverse roles usually from her. There's a lot of stuff I haven't.
Yeah, she played the Karen for a lot of it, and I thought it was pretty good too.
Yeah.
You know me better than I thought, or better than you think, Dan. I do. I like this movie a lot. I don't think I love it. I do love elements about it. Mahershala Ali fucking rocks. I was gonna say Julia Child. What a fucking moron I am. Julia Roberts. She did feel like she was branching out. Ethan Hawke. He's been on a good tear lately. I like what he's doing.
I've always liked him. He's always been bold in his. I mean, not all of his movies are great, but
he shit the bed with me for a little bit. But I hated Sinister. But anyway, I do feel this movie's a little snobby, but like they actually deliver.
How so? Like you say, snobby.
It feels like. I don't want to shit on stupid people, but it doesn't feel like it's made for them. This feels like you have to put pieces together, and some people don't like being shown like, hey, maybe this is going above me, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. That to me feels snobby. So some of this, because I do think it's smart. It's a movie that has you ask questions, which bravo. Just some people don't like feeling like they want answers, and this movie don't really provide it. They give you enough to draw your own conclusion, which I think is brilliant. Oh, how they hung Kevin Bacon in front of us, and they made us wait for it. I thought that was awesome. Because like at a certain point, I was like, "Where the fuck? What happened to Kevin?" So that was cool.
And I don't think they made him like. I know a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, he's a stereotype," and I mean, I guess I get it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think though that they made him like ridiculously over the top or anything.
No, what he said,
I get it.
Perfect sense.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
In that situation, I would probably do the same thing. Offering me money. We don't know if that's just good anymore. Okay, we'll roll the dice. But I do feel that the boat scene, that was kind of dumb. Like you wait that long to move. No. Unless that's like a white people thing, because I can't see people making like a white joke, like when everyone else is running away from it, heading towards it.
I mean, I always operate under the get the fuck out of there and worry, later. Rather look stupid than dead. That
was the only like Roland Emmerich part. I'm like, oh, I hope the rest of the movie's not like this, because if it is, I want to be upset. And
I think your average just people on a vacation would think like, well, the boat's just going to stop. Like, I don't know if they'd have that concept that a boat doesn't get that close to the beach, especially that big of a boat.
Dude, I would not be falling asleep at the beach like that. I'm like, hey, that boat looks kind of close. 10 minutes later, that boat's still bigger. Hey, let's pack our shit up. Let's get the fuck out of here, shall we? But yeah, the interaction between the character, perfect sense. Everyone did a great job. The whole cast is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. And what I really enjoyed was the ending. And I see Ben says, or was it Ben? Yeah, Ben Grimm. The book has a different ending. I would like to know what that ending is, because I like what we got. Because not to spoil another movie, but it kind of felt like an invitation. Like you get some answers, but we still have a bunch of questions. Yeah, I really, really like this movie. I don't think it's for everybody though.
It's not. I think if this had like a big summer release, you would have a lot of people bitching about it.
What was that movie with Jonah Hill and Leonardo DiCaprio? I think Kate Winslet was in it too. Don't Look Up. Don't Look. It was like
yeah, Meryl Streep was in it. The comedy.
Yeah. So I think if that movie worked for you, there's a good chance this one not as funny. This one might work for you.
It's not a comedy for
sure. Yeah, but like I would put those in the same vein where it's like again, I don't want to call it elevated but snob just comes at the word that comes to mind. It's a little snobby. It's not that's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, and I think there is something to be said. I mean, it's much more suspenseful having no fucking clue. Because you wouldn't. You would speculate, obviously, but you're not going to get that immediate answer that it's like, it's this country or it's some faction in our country or whatever. You would literally.
That plan checks out too. Like, yeah, I can see us turning on each other.
Yeah, I've heard it's funny because this movie made me deep dive, and I'm not the most technically inclined guy, but there's a lot of fascinating deep dives on this movie.
QAnon's making sense.
I'm sure there's a lot of that too, but from what I've kind of seen, like something on this scale is pretty unlikely. But there have been cyber attacks. There've been, that have disrupted things. I don't know. This movie left me thinking. I mean, that's like the biggest, that's what you're supposed to do. And I think if they had just gone the route of, okay, we've got to get away from this evil force, then it's just going to feel like any other, end of the world disaster flick. And I'm glad. Now, we'll talk. Well, this isn't really something that spoils anything. The deer.
I was going to say El Chewy Gringo brought up the Tesla scene. That part was actually really cool. It was like Skynet shit, but oh shit, I didn't realize that. Ben Grimm says there's QR codes to scan to get more story, and if you look up the brands on T-shirts, it has stories. See, I do like when movies do that, and they get you involved. Ben Grimm, bunch of Easter eggs.
Yeah, there are reveals that kind of give you an idea maybe of what's happening. So it's not completely ambiguous either. I think it gives you just enough. It really does.
I do. I agree. Because there's a point in the movie. Like, are we doing spoiler section now or not yet?
We can. I mean, I was talking about the deer because I don't think that spoils anything. That was the deer. That was interesting. Like, I haven't fully figured that out because this is
like what it's a metaphor for. Because something tells me like deer in the headlights, but you fight instead of just standing there. You fight back, and you're really not scaring. You're just flexing on somebody.
It's what you want to make of it too. I get that, but specifically why their behavior. I mean, again, the answer might be there. I didn't go as far as like going back.
Birds are real, Dan, or are they just video cameras? The drones.
I've heard that conspiracy before, and I don't get that at all.
I don't fucking know about them. We're doomed.
The birds aren't real thing. I'd like to actually hear from somebody who believes in that, and like, because I don't understand.
No,
like,
I would not, because once they start going, they're not going to stop. So,
you've never like touched a bird though before? It's like, I don't know, like they're as real as anything, unless you just think we're living in the Matrix. I mean,
Yeah, it's a weird conspiracy theories. So, should I tell Todd to do the spoilers? Or
yeah, I guess we can talk spoilers now.
All right, wait till it starts running.
Thanks. All right, so we're in spoiler talk section. I know a lot of people have seen this. Again, it's kind of ambiguous, so we're not necessarily going to give everything away or anything. But
it's hard to give everything away because, well, it like how it ends with the fucking drone shot or panning out and the city's on fire.
Yeah.
I don't think we were attacked. I think we were cyber attacked, and then we just lost our shit like America was, which is terrible. This is so believable that would happen.
I mean, it is Mahershala Ali's character is kind of revealing.
Is that how you say it? It's not Mahershala?
I've heard people say it both ways, and I always feel bad that I'm doing it wrong. Is it?
I always heard Mahershala.
Mahershala Ali. He when his character kind of reveals that he worked with somebody who an elite that may have had some idea that something was going to happen. So, I mean, it kind of hints that it's a force within the government or whatever. It's not 100%.
Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash. That's who it was.
That was them all along, brother. That's like the QR code. It just takes you to NWO black and white promo. But I like that. I always put myself in these situations because I think I've come to the conclusion that if something happens, I mean, if it's something really, really awful, I get the prepper mindset, but at the same time, like Kevin Bacon's character, again, totally understandable. He has a family. I get it. You know, you want to be prepared for something like that, but what are you going to do? It's going to be a group that's going to come in and just take your shit. Like, really, if you're not in that group at that moment where everything falls apart, that's who's going to dominate. It's whoever gets together in a large group. And
within 2 weeks, Mad Max and I am in the group that belongs to fucking Immortan Joe. If I'm not Immortan Joe myself, I am definitely in the higher ranks of this. I am in the group that you would run from. Like, just not get it twisted. I am a nice guy, but when it comes down to this, I will eat you.
Gotta lose a lot of weight though, so I look good in the leather chaps.
We have no other option, Dan. So it's skim, slim pickings.
Ben Grimm, I definitely would not be sleeping in the guest room of my own house. Yeah, but that's a weird situation because he's showing up without an ID. So I think
and there's no photos of the family on the wall for obvious reasons. It is hard to rent it to a certain pigmentation if you have that shit on the wall. And that's what Julia Roberts' character was hinting at. But yeah. I honestly wish she just would have been out and dropped an N-word. Like, yeah, let's get real here. Get fucking shit's out the window. Oh, you're telling me she wouldn't? Come on.
I think she was like that right level though. Again, they didn't go like too over the top and just make her like some
just cause. I don't know you. We paid for this. You've cashed the check. Although getting the money back is a perk. But like, I don't know you.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I feel at that point when I know like there's something awful going on, as long as I've got a roof over my head, I'm probably happy. I don't care if I'm sleeping on the floor. I don't know.
That was Mahershala's number one goal, to get his daughter safe in the house. But yeah, I'm with Ben when they find out that, like, that this is his house. I guess we should sleep in the guest room. Yeah, it's his fucking house.
I obviously love this movie. One thing I thought, I was like, I feel like they're close enough to New York. It was New York, right? I think it was.
I believe so.
That that entire area, people would be like flooding to like that area. So I feel like there would be people there pretty damn fast. And it seemed more isolated. I guess not a lot of time has passed on it, but I don't know.
It would have been like that day or the day before, right? Like it's a short span of time.
It is. I just felt it was close enough to New York that a lot of people would be having those same ideas that we're going to like go somewhere more rural.
Yeah, but when they panned out to the last shot, you saw how engulfed the city was. So maybe it was hard to leave by then.
True.
Once people started realizing, oh shit, we're on our own.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be left thinking like they want more answers, and I think honestly, if you did a sequel to this, which you're not going to get, but if you were to,
I would like it, but
But then you have some generic villain in the
I want it to be going on the same time. It's just like a sidequel, if you will. Like it is the same exact time frame, just another group of people doing the same shit to figuring out, hey, what's going on. If you want to do a sequel where they get those two meet, maybe. But I think there's a cool bunch of stories to tell in that little time frame. But like, you would have to sell it as a sequel. But it's parallel.
Yeah.
What are the Asians doing? What are the Mexicans doing over there? Not to be specific, but you know what I mean? Like, what are this group? What are the LGBTQ community doing over here?
There you go. Summoning Sylvia. We'll throw a ghost in there.
Let's not get crazy.
The teeth too. A lot of people, Archie, I think was the character's name, when his teeth fell out. I took that really quite simple. It was the dust, whatever, that sound, weapon, whatever you want to call it.
Loosen your teeth, which sounds fucking terrifying. Sounds horrible.
That does sound rough for sure. Ben, I'll get to that movie in a second. Actually, it's funny. It's in my notes. So we have this. We have coming, I know, this year, Civil War, which I'm really interested in. Civil War.
Because nowadays, who knows?
A movie. Positive thoughts, Bugs. The movie. So there's a lot of like similar stuff that I think. But Ben, you mentioned Bushwick with Batista. So that's a direct to VOD movie. But the concept is really good. I don't know if you've watched Bushwick.
We didn't rate it before we put the spoilers up because we're stupid.
That's okay. Well, we'll get to it. I realized it too, but no big deal. Obviously, we like it. Bushwick is like that Civil War concept. I mean, it's a lower budget, Batista VOD movie, but I think the concept is really interesting. I think in that one, though, the team up's a little bit different. I think it's mostly like the South, is sort of like the invaders in that, if I remember right. But,
I don't know this movie.
You should watch it. It's better than you would think. Batista's like is he a janitor? I was trying to remember if he was like homeless or something. I know he was trying to find his daughter. It was more than I expected. I was just thinking, Batista, end of the world action kind of thing.
Oh, it is an action movie.
It's an action. That one's more of an action movie, but great concept.
Because I can see Batista's character from Knock at the End of the Cabin, wherever the fuck it's called, in this movie, Leave the World Behind. I can see that guy fitting in nicely.
He's lost a lot of that muscle. I don't know if you've seen recent photos.
I'm like, fuck, do you got the AIDS? What's going on here?
He looks like a grandpa right now. It's probably for a role, I would imagine, but somebody had brought up like, oh, maybe we'll get one more match, and I was like, look at him lately. I don't think so. Ghost mentions the deer again. I think some of these like that sound weapon or hypersonic, whatever you call it, I might be using the wrong words, that would potentially make animals act strange. I don't think that was supernatural at all, because I remember when it first popped up in the movie, I was like, man, are we going supernatural with this?
Really? I never got that at all. I just thought it was nature being weird.
Yeah, I mean, deer typically don't do that. But
fucking, it's a weird time. Boats are fucking landing on shores when they shouldn't be.
But the thing that I wanted to talk about the most, because I know there was probably a lot of people just throwing their hands up when it ends with her finally watching that Friends DVD.
That was awesome.
It was. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious what that's saying, like, you know, all of this shit that's going on, and it's like all she can think about is watching the Friends finale.
You know what though? Like, let's take a positive look at it. She had a goal. She wanted to see the very last episode. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. I mean, you could also say, what the fuck? I'm a little kid. What am I going to do about all of this? I just want to watch Friends. No, I like that. I thought that was the perfect ending. I loved when they hit the music. I wish I saw it in a theater with people, because I could see a lot of people being angry. But I'm like, it's perfect. It's the perfect ending to that. And, you know, honestly, the ending for these characters is, I don't know, we end on uncertainty. That's kind of what it would be at that point. I am going to comment that would fucking suck, because that, if you pause it, and yes, I actually did pause for this, most mainstream fucking DVD collection this person had in that.
It's Airbnb, dude. He's gonna have it for the mass audience. He's not gonna have fucking
well, that wasn't really yeah. I mean, I was like, oh, really?
Bloodsucking Freak's not gonna be there, Dan.
Bloodsucking Freak should have been there.
I didn't say it shouldn't be. I said it's not gonna be.
That would make me feel better as the world falls apart, just to watch, you know, Sardu and Ralphus just throwing darts into a young lady's ass cheeks. That would be funny. But anyways, I don't know. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's, again, you can take from it what you want. I suppose. I don't think this one's beating anybody with a message. And I didn't think anybody, again, even the Kevin Bacon character, they could have gotten really ridiculous and just made him a stereotype. And I don't think they did. Again, I get it. Actually, I probably wouldn't have answered the door, period. You know, I think I would be like, let's give it a few weeks before we try and make contact with anybody. I don't know. That would probably,
it might be the American in me, but I would have just shot him.
Jesus, Bugs.
Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, he knew the guy. I don't know if I'd go to, like,
not my family.
I think, though, ultimately, see, isolating yourself works for a short period, but beyond that, you would need to get into a group. Even if you're, like, obviously that Kevin Bacon guy knows what he's doing, but he's just sitting there waiting for somebody with bigger guns. And
wishing an N-word would. And
I don't think he's taken out a big group, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we don't. Well, look, he's good for a while, and then when you have to deal with the survivors, then we can cross that bridge. Until then, fuck him.
I don't know. I feel like what I would want to do is, like, try and restart civilization. I would try and, you know, reach out, maybe fortify a community. Like, that would probably be your best bet. Unless the military, it's some evil military faction that can just blow you up, then what are you going to do? But I like this movie a lot.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So shall we rate it and get Todd back here?
Let's rate it. All right.
I'm going back and forth between a 4.5 and a 5. No, I'll stick with 4.5 because there's some slight room for improvement, but I really liked it. Smart.
I think I'm gonna give this one a 5.
Okay.
I actually think I am, because if I'm, again, I've said it about recent movies, you know, Dream Scenario and so on. If I'm still thinking about it weeks later, we review so many movies that I struggle to remember after 7 days. You know, this one's still in my head, you know, and this has been closer to 2 weeks, I think, since I've watched it. So it's still hanging on there. I think this one's well worth the watch. You're not going to all like it just as much, but, you know.
I just gave Todd the word, so no spoilers anymore.
Cool.
Yeah.
So there we go. I think Todd will like this too. I don't know about you.
I do. I think he'll like it.
I think he'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention, though. I will say that it's not a movie to casually watch. You know, you want to make sure you're just zoned in on it. Oh, Ben's got a good question.
Is it what I can be here for?
Yeah, spoilers are done. You're good.
Oh, okay.
I'm just confirming. Well,
Yeah. That's not a.
let me
It's
turn
not
off the banner.
This is not a spoiler. Which of the Flesh Wound crew would last the longest in the post-apocalyptic world?
Post-apocalyptic kind of world.
Well, I can tell you the first one to go is Dan.
I'm surprised you would say that because
I'm taking you
nowhere to go. Jesus Christ, you're in California. You would be nowhere near me.
Oh, I thought because we were all together. You have a better shot of being in the middle. That's what I took it as.
If we're a team, we got it.
I know where to go.
Again, we got to get Dan out.
See, I actually do.
Food.
He's gonna try to take out. You know what? We get rid of them and we're good.
I have an inn. I'm not a prepper, but I do have an inn with one. So I have a possibility. It's not in my backyard.
The only problem though, Danny, is you'd end up his wife, and then what do you do then?
That's fucked up. Well, he would be lucky then. But
Zombie says, I think Mike would survive. Yeah, he would do good.
Kruger. Well, yeah. I mean, Kruger would be one you wouldn't want to fuck with for sure.
I'm telling you, it's just Mad Max for me. Like, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to unconsensually assault you.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to say the first one to go is Ozzy. I don't think Ozzy does very well at all in that scenario.
See, here's the thing.
I don't know Greg well.
Tougher than you look.
He has a big bark, though, and that will back people down.
He doesn't have the bloodline with him.
I'm not.
So.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, jeez, always got to do this. You know, at a certain point, the joke gets tired, Dan.
Pugs did this, Todd. Yell at Pugs. It's funny. But
see, Pugs has a background thing. Dan
I popped myself, Todd. I think it's funny. Now, Ozzy goes first. I don't know Greg well enough. I don't know like his skills. I have.
All I'm going to say is hold beware.
I need.
Zombie, I was thinking Ozzy would die first. Well, you got someone on your side.
There you go.
He would. His hair would get caught in something. The zombies would just eat him. If it's
honestly,
zombies.
I don't like being uncomfortable, so I'm going to ham the first couple of days, and if I get murdered, fuck it.
Pugs is like 30 minutes in, and he just comes out with his Immortan Joe mask. He's got like you've got like Evil Ed just playing the fucking guitar on that like just souped up thing.
Dude, yeah. I will have a fucking fetus still attached to the mom in my hand. That's my championship belt.
I'm gonna have to channel my George Eastman 2019.
I think it also depends what the scenario is.
Are we searching for water? What's our goal?
Yeah, like is this just dealing with the shitty people that would certainly be around in that situation?
And there's fucking if there was no deterrent of stopping me, people are fucked.
We'll find out in the next few years how will last.
I think you would.
Ben Grimm, Pugs is like, no more toilet paper. Kill me now. I would not be happy.
That's what Dan's hat's for.
Ozzy, give me your hand.
Give me your hair. Silky.
And don't look me in the eyes.
Dan's beard be covered in shit. And not just from his weekend activities.
Yeah.
I was putting you over there. There you go, Dan.
Yeah, but I know where to go. It's the mountains. Probably be a good place to fortify.
And speaking of the mountains, the Snow Society of Snow, whatever the Alive story is, there's a new Netflix. I don't know if it's a movie or show that starts tomorrow. I'm really excited for that.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. I was on a true crime watch while I was sick.
Did you watch the Leonard Lake one?
I watched the first 2 episodes of it.
The third one's the best episode. What the fuck are you doing?
I know.
I like it.
No, Dan. You're not giving your opinion yet. I just asked you if you watched it.
Oh, okay. No, not yet. But I did finish. Forgetting the name of it now, but the
One Love One.
One. Yeah,
Nexium pissed me off. I can't fucking.
Don't you have someone to welcome home? Welcome to their freedom, Pugs.
Gypsy Rose. Gypsy Rose. They had that bitch out. Fucking 7 or 8 years. murdering her mother. Mind you, I understand that was probably the only option she saw out, so I understand giving her some leniency, but I don't know if they didn't. I don't know if the job's been corrected. She still seems a little out there. I am following her on every social media, though.
Oh yeah,
I was waiting for that OnlyFans link. Come on, Gypsy.
Oh, here's a good opinion that I've been meaning to ask you guys because Ben brings it up. Yellow Jackets. Now, I heard season 1 was awesome and season 2 declines.
Kruger loved the first season. I saw the first episode. I thought it was good. I just hadn't gotten back. I have not seen the second season.
I do want to watch it.
Here's the thing. It evolves the story, so it's not the same as the first. Okay. I think you could look at Dexter the exact same way because it's different, and some people didn't like. I'm saying some people didn't like the change, and they wanted the first season over and over. It's kind of like that. I mean,
first 4 seasons, sir.
What?
4 or 5 after John Lithgow. Wow.
No, but the series changes after the first season.
Okay.
The first 4 are great, but it's.
I love Melanie Linsky, Christina Ricci, Juliette Lewis. That cast, like, I'm totally down.
I was just talking about fucking Dexter. Seasons 1 through 4, amazing. And then the episode 2 through 8 of New Blood is good. Everything else.
I liked. Are we still getting the continuation? I heard we were again.
I have no fucking idea.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna not. I'm already invested this much time.
I don't know if it's renewed, but have you guys watched any of From?
No.
No, I have. Wait, is that the
Harold Perrineau? I think is his name from Oz and Lost.
Yeah, no, I know. What's the racist? Well, the somewhat racist. We were gonna talk about.
Yes, that's on Amazon Prime. I think we should. That's good.
Yeah, I get those two mixed up. That's I was just making sure.
From I've only watched like a couple episodes, and I think it's really good. I'm told excellent. I'm hoping it gets a season 3.
What is that?
I kind of watched some of the
Stars.
It was it moved because it was like MGM Plus or something.
That's basically Stars. They just rebranded.
It might have been Epics first because it was like this show's really good, but nobody's watching.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was Epics. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
it does sound right.
I'm hoping if season 3's at least, I might check that out because they said it's like a horror take on Lost is what it seems so far. So,
maybe I'll check it out. But the thing I'm looking forward to on the 4th, January 4th, is the live show. I don't know what it's called, and also Casey Anthony's parents taking that lie detector test on A&E. So.
Oh yeah, I feel like I've kind of gotten my fill of that at this point.
No, I just want to see what they do. It's I just want to see.
I don't know. I mean, is it really going to tell you anything?
Not at all. But I just want to see them updated.
It's called Car Crash TV. We got to see it.
Yeah,
I get that. There's I caught up on a lot of different things when I was sick because I had like 2 or 3 days where I wasn't doing.
I know he wouldn't quit fucking bugging me about these goddamn. I'm like, I'm trying to fucking be with my family, asshole.
You don't have to watch.
I don't give a shit what you're doing, Dan. Leave me alone.
Oh, if you didn't catch it though, a 5 and a 4.5 on the last movie. So.
Well, I didn't catch it because I purposely dipped out to fucking not hear anyone's fucking opinion.
Oh, well, the rating's not an opinion.
He's hard-hearted.
Jeez. I forget, Todd. My bad.
Law & Order SVU comes back later this month. Everything's coming back. It's a great time, and it's a shitty time, too, because I'm going to run out of it.
Well, Dan, what do you guys think? Dan never confirmed with me, but hopefully we should have an interview next week if he's available.
Oh yeah.
I'll talk to you offline. It's I'll try. I will try.
Then maybe we won't.
It's tough. But what do you guys think we should watch next? Yellow Jackets, more From. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not committing to another series, Dan. We're not even done with the other one. You keep doing that. Knock it
off. Not to review.
I'm caught up on Monarch. I'm ready to go.
I'm not caught up on Monarch.
Yeah, we will talk to Kruger when we're going to do the finish of that.
Yes.
At this point, you might as well just wait till it's done.
That's what we're doing. But are we there?
I think this
or
week.
We have one more
this week or next week.
Okay, I know we're getting close. Yeah, that was kind of what we're gonna. We'll just do a series wrap.
I watched one that we didn't review. That's where I'm at.
All right.
I had Evil Ed logged in to his Apple, so I've seen all of them.
Nice. Apple's the one thing I don't have yet.
I did Best Buy had like a free 3 months, so I just did it to watch Godzilla because my cousin had it and I was using his, and I watched that one show with Seth Rogen, and that's the only thing I ever watched on it.
No. I want to watch Blackbird. I just haven't had time.
Blackbird,
the murder guy, the fucking Stingray from Cobra Kai, Richard
Oh
Jewell.
yeah.
Is the killer? Yeah.
Isn't it true? I heard the new Karate Kid movie ignores Cobra Kai, and it's got like Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio in it.
That they've confirmed, but I don't know if it ignores or not.
This is news to me. It fucking better not ignore Cobra Kai. Also, that starts filming later this year.
I'm taking it. Will Smith's kid's not in it again, is he?
Not yet.
I would be shocked, but maybe. Have you ever watched After Earth?
No.
That is like one of the worst performances I've ever seen. It's so bad.
I didn't need to see it. To both.
After Earth, the one that Will Smith was actually in with Jaden as kid.
Yeah, I don't know which is the worst performance. You didn't answer. Pug answered both.
Jaden, of course.
Okay, well.
Just go back and watch his accent that he tries.
I am not going to go back and watch anything with.
I haven't seen his Karate Kid either, and I refuse to watch it unless it actually connects to Cobra Kai.
And now we're going to have to. If I want to watch the new movie, I feel like I have to watch it.
I need to be told that it's directly involved. Otherwise, I want nothing to do with that piece of shit.
I mean, Jackie Chan's in it with Ralph Macchio. Doesn't that tell
Not
you?
yet. Not yet. Careful. Where the fuck is Hilary Swank? Although she can't walk anymore, right? No, that's a $1 million baby.
She has.
What happened to Hilary Swank being our spoiler? We never did that. We stopped that.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the most ridiculous fights I think we ever had in the history of the show. That one's number one.
It is a spoiler though.
Yeah.
You should just have a bat, like sort of, and just have Hilary Swank's face with spoiler on it.
Actually, like it.
It should just be Dan because I mean,
yeah.
Rumor.
Well, so just a tease. So we have our best of show coming up. We might have a Squared Circle Society here at some point. There's a shit ton of stuff going on in the wrestling world, and I know we still have a review coming for Michael Keane's The Head. At some point, we have more trauma stuff coming your way. We have a lot of Flesh Wound After Dark coming your way, which, speaking of, check out our Patreon shows, our Femme Fatales shows. We've been having a blast doing those, and you can, I think, have the first 2 episodes right now.
2 or 3, I don't know. Every Friday. I can't remember what's.
Okay. Every Friday, those are dropping. Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. That all starts at just $1, and you help support us. And we appreciate it very, very much. Of course, join the Discord. That is free. And you learn all about sales. Speaking of sales, before we bow out, you guys get anything from Vinegar Syndrome, the daily deals or anything? I took advantage of.
I haven't even looked at any of the daily deals because I'm not buying anything till I re-up my subscription, which I'm going to do tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I ended up not doing that. I was like, you know what? It's a whole year. Who the hell knows? I didn't do it. I was the responsible adult.
No, Dan, you want me to call you out because you're fucking lying under your ass off.
Well, I know it wouldn't let me do it, but
thank you.
I'm trying.
No, you're not trying, Dad. You were denied.
Adult.
You were denied. I was denied too, but I'm fucking making it happen.
Maybe his Flesh Wound shirt buying is legit, or you're actually unable to.
That I don't quite get. I will try again. I need
tried
a
it
direct
once
link.
and never tried again. He's like, I didn't work up then.
I've tried it 3 times. Shoot me the direct link. I don't know why it doesn't want to like
the link's
okay,
in fucking
At this
thing
point,
here.
Dan, you just need to set up remote desktop so I can just control you.
Once I get that
That's not a
shirt,
good idea.
gay
Why the
he
fuck
for
have you done
Fahey.
that?
Once I get it, gay he for Fahey shirts, and I'll buy that too. So I think you've got at least 6 or 7 confirmed sales for the gay he for Fahey shirts. I really do. Ghost is going to buy one. Ben's going to buy one. I know Chris / Your Home Video is going to buy one. So I think they will be hot sellers. We'll make millions off of those, Todd. Millions.
Fantastic.
So do we need to re-promote our MILF shirt or ELF shirt with the
We should have a sale tomorrow. Yeah.
I know Dan's excited for the list, the other list, the big list.
Schindler's?
No, the other one.
Jesus Christ.
The Epstein list.
Oh, that I thought that already dropped.
I don't know. I've been keeping on top of it.
Yeah. All I know, the only person, Jason Bloom, I'm going to call it. He's on it.
Well, he just got in business with fuck. They just announced it. Atomic Robot. They're now partners. So
now Dan hates Atomic Robot too. I don't know the Lion. What about the Lionsgate Blumhouse stuff? It feels like from the trailers has a different feel. It doesn't feel so Blumhousey. I don't know if you've noticed on the new ones there's a couple of them. But yeah, I don't know. They feel the trailers feel different. I don't know if it's just because Lionsgate's edited them, but they don't feel as Blum-y, I guess I'll say.
Less Blummy in 2024. That I will take.
Maybe he's paid his penance for his one mistake, he said, and he served his time and we get back to normal.
Wouldn't it be funny if it just ends up being like the exact like A24 just goes full Bloom and then Bloom just does a complete 180 and starts making good movies? Like, it would be wild. Well, it'll be like the Bizarro world for.
I hope it happens just so Dan's head explodes.
I'll take a good movie anywhere I can get it. I mean, I watch a lot of Blumhouse stuff because, again, podcaster.
Yeah, but my favorite thing was when he watched Totally Killer. And he like had.
I liked it.
Yeah, I know. Then you thought it was a Blumhouse.
I don't do bullshit reviews. If I like it, I like it.
Yeah, but it would have had you known it was Blumhouse, it would have curved it a little bit.
Because there's been other Bloom stuff that I've enjoyed.
Yeah, but you would put that stamp.
I don't want to talk too much about it because I have opinions on some stuff for the show. But another tease. If you haven't watched it, I know there's shorts, but I managed to do 2 shorts. And granted, I'm not talking about the movies because I got 1 minute, but I got a shit ton of movies that are coming out in 2024. It's horror movies on 2 shorts. So if you're just like looking for a quick list of stuff to write down, there you go. We have a lot of horror movies coming this year.
I like how he puts his over, but forgets about my shorts.
I did. I pimped the Troma stuff earlier in the show, Todd. Thank you.
When I was gone?
No,
but I couldn't hear.
He did do it at the top.
At the top.
Yeah, but don't forget to.
God damn, listen
and
to
also,
no,
actually, you didn't do it. Todd did.
Yeah, I know.
It was brought up. Todd said it. I remember hearing it. It wasn't you, buddy. It was Todd.
We talked about it. Your OCD is going to kill you if you miss a day, though. That's what I'm really curious if you can like keep it.
Are you actively rooting against him? You piece of shit.
No, I'm not. I'm curious. I'm curious the streak. This is gonna be
see, here's the thing. It's gonna test my love of Troma, and at the 50th, I can't. It's gonna be hard.
It's the Goldberg streak. Each Wednesday show or other show, we're gonna have the Todd streak. And if you don't, we cut to a graphic of you getting tased by Scott Hall. If you don't get one out every day, 365 days.
I hate to admit how much I like this idea.
Toddberg. It's Toddberg 2024.
Don't kill it, Dan.
I was don't do that to me. I was worried about today's getting it, even just recording it. in time.
You were close.
I
yeah,
know
I was
because
like,
I
okay.
meant to record it before I did my drive, and I just getting the kid ready and getting everything done. It just didn't happen. So first thing when I did when I got home was I did it real quick, and yeah, so it's not to my liking, but whatever.
That's okay. That's okay. You're highlighting a movie.
It's on Instagram already too.
No, the first Instagram one was a day late because I didn't think about it right away.
Okay.
So
yeah, nonetheless,
it'll be on there in a minute when we're done.
When are you going to do
share, subscribe, all that nonsense? Yeah. Please.
When are you going to do the nobodies? It's with our nudist friends.
I don't think I should.
Friends of the show.
Yes. He's played Benjamin Franklin in many big off-Broadway productions.
He tells me this every time, and I just picture the Office episode where Benjamin Franklin shows up and they think he's the stripper and he just gets hammered and starts saying inappropriate things in an old-timey way.
Should he be saying that? He's always fine. Give him a pass.
It's back when the white man ruled the world. Oh, wait.
So yes, gentlemen, I think that's all we have for you tonight. Let us know, as always, more comments on the videos. Give us your 2 cents on these movies if you watch them. If you think we're full of shit, or if you think Todd and Pugs mostly were too harsh tonight on some of our films, particularly In My Mother's Skin, looking for some backup because I'm gonna.
If you want to see a movie that has mother in the title and it's cool, In My Mother's Eyes or My Mother's Eyes, that black and white
eyes of my
mother. Thank you. That's where you should go, not fucking In My Mother's Skin. That
that one is a great film. I will give you that. That's better than
this fairy tale piece of shit.
If I'm going to recommend a movie with mothers in the title, it's going to be Mother's Day. And you know what? I may watch that tonight. That may be tomorrow's now. It does have a new 4K, so
I'm waiting for. I'm kind of curious, like, because there's so. I know somebody had mentioned. I don't know if it was Discord's. Like, there's no way you can get 365. I'm like, there is probably 3,065 trauma movies. So it probably.
And then it's not only that. I mean, and if for some reason I did get low, I can hit the Trauma Now app.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's also that. Like right now, I'm trying to stick to stuff that I have physically, but we'll see. I don't know what's tomorrow, and I have been looking on there just to see, like, oh, what do I want to watch just when I'm like in my free time. So I don't really know exactly what I'm gonna want to watch.
I have one, and I'm not sure that it's a official trauma movie. Oddly enough, with the name, but an old convention friend of mine, I think directed it. I know she starred in it. It's called Super Traumette Action Movie Go. That's an obscure one. I'm kind of curious if you even.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I don't know if I own it. I don't know if there's a physical of that one. I know it's on the app.
There is, but I mean, it was, I think, self-distributed.
Okay, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it might be a challenge to even find it, but
and it's weird because I'm also trying to balance it out with our actual review shows, but these are just quick, 60-second little.
Yeah, highlighting the movie.
Something to
review. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I started off with some easy ones just because I figured first one my favorite trauma movie, second one favorite trauma pickup. So, and this one and then today's I could watch with the kid, and there we go. Made it easy last night.
Excellent.
Absolutely. So on that note, we will leave you here. Good night. Have a great start to your 2024, and we will see you back here probably pretty soon. My last plug. Sorry. I think I'm going to be on Slasher Home Videos channel tomorrow, so check that out. That's all I got. Good night.
Mr.
Good evening.
Happy New Year. I'll see you in Disneyland. Bye.